Hey everybody, it's Christina and welcome. So this video is going to walk us through a bit of information just to recap for last week and also to cover some information for this week since we have a snow day. So I am going to share my screen now so that we can take a look at just a little bit of review from last week. All right. So what we're looking at is our Blackboard core shell, and this will be updated for all of you. It's updated actually right now. So we are going to go down to Module 4, which is resumes, cover letters, and references. And again, I'm just going to walk you through this. What we have here is a little bit of information on cover letter resources. So you'll see there are two videos here for you for how to write a cover letter from Indeed, and then how to write a cover letter that sounds like you. This is just a little bit under 10 minutes worth of information for you. And the goal of Module 4 is going to be to learn about cover letters, learn a little bit about resume building. We did some of that last week, and then to look at personal references. Then we'll walk through the assignment instructions for Module 4. Okay, resume building resources. The last time we met in class, we had an opportunity to look at job listings from both Rogue Community College and also from the city of Grants Pass. And if you remember, we also took some time to build kind of a class resume list of skills and ways that we could demonstrate those if we were writing a resume. And for this module, we will just take a look at how to make a resume in Word. And so this person in their video walks you through using a Microsoft Word resume template. And so also, one thing I want to recommend to you all in these videos, they may refer to resumes with photos. Keep in mind what we talked about in class. This may be something that makes sense for your industry you're going into, and it also may not if you're going into, a professional like a bank or insurance or something at the school. You probably would not put a picture on your resume. So just a quick note about that. Also, we have a video about how to beat the applicant tracking system and land your dream job. We talked about that applicant tracking system last time we met in person. This just kind of talks a little bit more about how to optimize your resume as you're building it so that it sneaks through or gets through those applicant tracking systems. And then finally, this video is how to make a resume for students. This video just walks you through creating a very simple resume, which is going to be the goal for this class. I don't want anyone to get super stressed about, I have to make a really fancy resume. We're literally looking for um, what is the most basic resume that you can accomplish just so that you get practice building and creating a resume. Okay, next we're going to close out of the resume building resources and we're going to go down to professional references. Now, while you won't need to create professional references for this module's assignments, you will later in the course. And the reason we're putting this in now is generally it's a good idea to ask those people that you want to be a reference if they mind being a reference for you. And that will actually be alluded to in some of the videos that you'll see here. So the first is how to create a physical list of professional references. And this is very, very simple, but there's some good formatting tips in this. And then the second video that's listed here is from UC Davis Career Center. This is a great video on how you compile a strong reference list. And I would definitely encourage you, as you watch that, take some notes and think about, okay, as I'm getting ready to start my job search, what tips from these two videos would most serve me? All right, going back out to our main page. So that is essentially the review information for Module 4. Then I'm going to click into the assignment instructions and I'll just walk you through what will be required in the 3 assignments for this module. So they should be Fairly simple. They're not meant to be super difficult, but if you have questions, of course, you can always reach out and we can chat about those. So the first assignment, assignment one is basically find a job you'd be interested in applying for. And what this means is you're just going to go online, whether you want to go to um, like an Indeed, or if you want to go to any job search that you want to go to. If you have a company that you want to work for, maybe go and look at their website. If you have an industry that you want to work for, maybe they have a website or a warehouse where you can look for jobs online. One example would be I'm an instructor. I work in higher education. There is an actual website called higheredjobs.com. And so if I were looking for a job, that's probably where I would start. So just a few ideas there for you. The idea behind this assignment is practice, not perfection. Okay. You're not necessarily looking for a job listing for your dream ultimate job. You're looking for a job that you'd be interested in applying for, and that upon graduation, you'll have the basic skills for. Again, this listing is simply so that you can have it something to build your resume, your cover letter, and eventually your references for. Try not to overthink this one. A lot of times students kind of get a little freak out mode on this, but if you want to jump on a Zoom, I'm happy to help you go through a few different websites and help you find a job if that's stressing you out. So again, this one is definitely not meant to stress you out. So what you're going to do is you're going to download that job listing. You're going to save it. And I would also say, go ahead and save the link where you found it so that you can refer to it for future assignments. You're going to also, excuse me, write at least one paragraph. If you want to do a couple paragraphs, that's fine. But essentially, you're just going to explain, how does this job fit into your values, your career goals, and your aspirations? So you'll put that PDF of the actual job listing along with your paragraph into the submission for assignment one. And I'll show you where that is momentarily. Let's go take a look at assignment number two. This one is what I'm calling a cover letter outline. And after you've watched the videos about the cover letter, what you're going to have learned is what goes in a cover letter, how to make one where you stand out from all the other applicants. And just on a Microsoft document, you can create your own outline for your cover letter. And I've got some really simple idea starters here if you need that. This can literally be your assignment. So your cover letter, it does not have to actually be a letter. It's just an outline of what you would put into a cover letter. And I would say the first idea starter for that outline would be, why are you interested in this job? So write out as if it were going to be put into a cover letter, why are you interested? The second idea starter or question is, what skills or experience do you have that makes you a good fit for this job? So again, you're just kind of brainstorming, practicing writing what would go into your cover letter based on the job listing that you found. And then the final is, or the final brainstorm or idea generator here is, complete this sentence. What most excites me about joining your team at whatever company is, and then you fill that in. So I might say, if I were applying for Rogue Community College as a faculty member, I might say, what most excites me about joining the faculty team at Rogue Community College is that I see your team, your college is very committed to student success. And that aligns with my goals and passions of blah, blah, blah. So this outline is just practice for what is going to eventually be your cover letter. And then you'll just submit that under assignment two, which I'll show you where that is in just a moment. Now let's go down to assignment three. This one is likely the one that's going to fill kind of the biggest and or the heaviest. The good news is, and the last time we met, you had an opportunity to do the resume worksheet, and hopefully you still have a copy of that. And if not, just let me know and I can send that over to you. But you can use the information that you filled out on that resume worksheet to start creating your resume. Now, again, this would be a good idea to do after you've watched the videos that are listed in the class. They're going to give you just a little bit more information that will help you in where to get the resume template, how to build it, etc. And so after watching those videos, you're just going to use a Microsoft Word template for this assignment. You don't have to create from blank unless you want to. Don't stress yourself out though. I would recommend using one of the templates. I did put the link for the Microsoft Office template library that's referenced in one of those videos. That is listed here for you to go to. And make sure that you pick a template that is appropriate for your industry. So if you were going into let's say the banking industry, which is historically pretty conservative, pretty low key, not super flashy, you would want to pick something that's a very neutral resume. So not anything really graphic-y, not anything really flashy, and so forth. And then you're going to submit your file under assignment number 3. I'm just going to click this link and see if it takes us out so I can show you. Perfect. Okay, so on this page, I clicked that link for the template builder, and you can skip the upload a resume. I would say start with a template. And what it's going to do, I think it's going to make me sign in. Let's just see. Okay, perfect. It is very likely going to ask you to sign in. You can use your credentials that you use with your school Microsoft account. And I think if you want, you can use a guest credential as well. So you have all of these resumes that you can scroll through and look at. And here's what I'm going to recommend you all to do. You're grown, you can do as you like, but this would be my recommendation. Don't scroll through every resume on here because it can get really overwhelming really quickly. Maybe just look at the first few lines and see which one kind of stands out to you to be simple and matches what you're looking for. Keep in mind that automatic tracking system. It talked about the uh, what am I trying to say here? The vertical layout of the name, address, and other contact information. And I'm just noting that this is pretty interesting. This resume here, when you hover over it, it actually has ATS in the resume title. So perhaps that means it's set up to go through the automatic tracking systems. So again, you will not get a penalty for which resume you pick. This is just an option, or excuse me, just an opportunity to practice building your own resume. So I'm going to click back into our Blackboard shell, and I'm going to go back to our main page, and I'm just going to show you where your 3 submissions are. So once you get your job listing and your first or your paragraph or 2 written out, you will be able to submit that in assignment 1 submission area. And you can see I've got a pretty long lead time on this, February 17th. The sooner you get your information submitted, the sooner I can give you feedback. But I also put a date a little bit far out in the future because I want to make sure that everyone has plenty of time to do this. We're not really sure what's going on with the weather. We may have more snow days, and I'm not sure what everyone's internet situation is. So that all these assignments for Module 4 have a pretty healthy lead time. Hopefully that's enough time for you to get that work done. Assignment number 2, which is here, you'll just be able to click that, and then you'll just click your view instructions, and that will allow you to submit your work. And so this is your cover letter outline. Once you have your Microsoft document file, you can just make your submission there by attaching. If you wanted to copy and paste into this, you could. I would just recommend putting a link to your document there. And then assignment 3, which is your resume, you can submit here. All right, so that's just an overview of module number 4. I'm going to have this video placed underneath module 4 and also in a follow-up announcement for today's class. Let me just get back on video so you can see me. Perfect. Okay, so again, those 3 assignments, go ahead and start working on those. This video will be under module 4. It will also be in an announcement. And if you run into any trouble, if you have any questions, just let me know. Also, a note for any submissions that need to be made, like your resume worksheet, those assignment links should be open for you soon. So if you have questions, again, just send me an email or a course message and I'll work with you. All right, folks, your next video will be up in a bit and we'll talk about career portfolios. Okay, take care.